Good morning, all. Miracle Rising. I hope you slept well. Whew. I got a couple things I'm going to talk about. I have to work both my jobs today, so saddle up. Yesterday afternoon, I spent pretty much all afternoon watching podcasts. I watched Dave Smith, Ian Carroll, and Barron. I feel like this is the only way to actually get true news these days. You can't trust anything else on the TV. You just straight can't. And they're unpacking everything in regards to Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens and the planes. And then they talked about the war in Venezuela, which I knew that was coming. I mean, anything for deflection. That's what they do when they start losing control of the mind and the populace. Then they start rolling out these wars. They start rolling out all these different things. It's all just a tactic, just to take control of the narratives in the mind and put fear in people. That's how they operate. And they know they're losing control of their base. They're losing control of MAGA. They're losing control of a lot all at once. And so that's where you start talking about the war in Iran, Venezuela, Israel, all of it. But I felt very compelled. Tay put out this video last night, and it was really powerful, and I wanted to piggyback on it. Because that is something huge that was really eye-opening to me, was when I went through my battles with my addiction, nobody said anything. They didn't do anything. They didn't say anything. They didn't talk to me about it. They didn't try to do an intervention. And they all knew. It was plain as day that I was battling it. You know, I tried really hard to hide it. Don't get me wrong. And again, this is a addiction that I picked up when I was with my ex-husband. It was something that he did, and I'm sure he still partakes in. So funny how they throw those swords, but they don't show their own true colors. Anywho, and so I thought that was quite telling, because here's the thing with that. They didn't do anything. They didn't say anything because they were able to take advantage of me and the brokenness and the low portion of my life that I was. They were able to manipulate me. They were able to siphon my energy. They were able to do all these things. They were, and they knew I felt down and below about myself. Clearly, most people battling addictions do. They do. They don't do addictions because they feel like an amazing person. They're doing it to numb themselves based off their circumstances, their situation, childhood wounds, whatever. You know, and it varies for each person. And so I thought that was quite telling, because that's the truth. Not one freaking person. Not one freaking person in my life. None of my family. Nothing. Nothing. And anybody who tells me that they know they didn't think that I was battling is just straight lying. I know that they are. And it's one of those things. It is what it is. I take ownership in it. I take accountability, but they never thought that I would love myself and I would be able to get past it. As many times in the last 2 years, they tried to throw it back in my face, so I go back to it. 333, as they say that, literally, I can't tell you how many times they just would strategically plan for people to reach out to me, for people to show up to my house in reference to that, in hopes that I would break my sobriety in reference to my addiction. And that didn't work out for y'all, did it? But it's amazing to me that they went to that layer. So we're going to piggyback onto the Streisand effect and the slander. Because here's the thing with this. I know, as well as I sit here and say it, they have doubled down on the amount of slander that they have said about me. Particularly when I resigned. All right? And they have completely demolished my name. And they thought that it was going to work to where they could hide their lies and everything that they did. Everything that they did. Exact same thing they're doing to Candace in different ways. Because she's uncovering the truth in reference to Charlie Kirk and the investigation. So what do? They double down in slander. They double down in narrative. They double down and create all these false stories. That's what they do. That's the only layer that they have, because they don't stand on truth. Because if they stood on truth, they would just come face you. They would show you the receipts. They would actually do it in court. But they don't do that. Why don't they do that? Exactly. Slander is the act of verbally spreading lies and false statements that damage someone's reputation and credibility. When done online or in writing, it becomes a label or a libel, but the intent is the same, making others question your integrity. That was a big deal. That was a huge deal. The amount of slander and everything that they spread about me, it's absolutely insanity, but it's so easy to pick up on the truth. Talk about me and about mistakes rather than go straight to the attack, damage control, narrate, and slander. When mistake, is it mine or is it your plot, plan, schemes, bribery, attacks? If it's my mistake, why does it take plots, plans, schemes, bribery, and attacks, illusions, and manipulations for my mistake to be true? Just asking for a friend. Just asking for a friend. So are you sure it's not your mistake? Because I'm not doing that. Never once have I ever done that. All my mistakes I've taken on the chin. And again, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect now. I wasn't perfect then. And everything I've walked through, I've taken it on the chin. I've taken accountability. But I mean, it's ridiculous how much the narration keeps changing. Because I can feel it. I can hear it. And this is how they operate. And then now, they're all trembling. They're all trembling. You know, and I'm the villain because I'm still alive. I'm breathing. I'm strong. I'm thriving. I love myself. They didn't plan for this. And what I have to say to you on this is stand strong like I did. Stand up. Own it. You know, you made your bed. You lie in it. I made my bed. I lied in it. That's how this thing goes. That's how this thing goes. You can't beat cruelty when you're the one pushing it out. I mean, my gosh. Tactics come in targeting and smear campaigns. Let's talk about those, friend. Missing truth with lies so falsehood sounds plausible. Framing you as unstable, angry, unreliable. Oh, she's this horrible person. Horrible person. She did all of these things. That's why she resigned. Oh, but we have no proof of it. So we're going to spread all these lies and these narrations. Drug addict, all this stuff. Drug dealer. Oh, I can hear it all. I can hear it all. I know it's exactly the different ways that they took with my ex in reference to the slander. They're very good at compelling stories. You got to understand. I work with these people alongside them for 8.5 years. I'm very well aware of how compelling they are. They had me chained for 8.5 years. I know. They're very good at it. And it came to me too. It's like when you're surrounded in a world with people that just choose to talk about other people, you have to ask yourself, what kind of people are you actually surrounding yourself with? Like I got to a place in October last year that everybody in my life was talking about other people, their situation, their circumstances, their livelihood, whatever. There was never any accountability. It was always gossip, always gossip. Whether that was in my work relationships, whether that was in my friendships, whether that was in my family, it didn't matter. Everybody just talks about everybody. And that's the beauty of it now is I'm not surrounded by that anymore. I refuse. I don't entertain it. We have bigger fish to fry than sit here and talk about other people. We are all grown adults here. All grown adults. We need to talk about how we can change this world for our kids' betterment. But no. Using gossip networks, social circles to circulate rumors before you can respond. Those group texts, you know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. It's literally like child's play at this point. Amplifying minor mistakes to overshadow major truths. That was a big one. Amplifying minor mistakes to overshadow the truths. The truths. And they know I got the truths. They know I do. I surely do. I surely do. Defense. Stay factual. Document everything. Check. Avoid emotional reactions that feed their narrative. And that was the biggest thing. That's all these different tactics that they've been doing these last 2 years since I resigned, was creating emotional reactions based off my child, based off my circumstances, based off my family, based off my friendships, based off my work that I'm working at. They would create all these things that they would get me to emotionally react. And see, once I took control of my emotions, they can no longer take that tactic. Allow truth and time to reveal consistency. Thank you. I'll make one more video. It's 6:30 now. Yeah, I got time.